Okay, guys, what's up? Gonna be reading over the next little while Antiquity Unveiled. Show you a picture of it. It's really good work that I find very important. I'm gonna do my intro on what I think in another video, but just wanted to start you out page one. Right here, we're just gonna read the contents and some of the words from the publisher here. So, Antiquity Unveiled. Ancient voices from the spirit realms disclose the most startling revelations, proving Christianity to be of heathen origins. That's by Jonathan Manning Roberts. And this is a word from the publisher about the book. You're holding a reproduction of an original work published before 1923 that is in the public domain of the United States of America and possibly other countries. You may freely copy and distribute this work as no entity, individual or corporate, has a copyright on the body of the work. This book may contain prior copyright references and library stamps, as most of these works were scanned from library copies. These have been scanned and retained as part of the historical artifact. This book may have occasional imperfections, such as missing or blurred pages, poor pictures, errant marks, etc., that were either part of the original artifact or were introduced by the scanning process. We believe this work is culturally important, and despite the imperfections, have elected to bring it back into print as part of our continuing commitment to the preservation of printed works worldwide. We appreciate your understanding of the imperfections in the preservation process and hope you enjoy this valuable work. And I would like to apologize for any mispronouncing. Some of these names are pretty hefty. Also keep in mind when I'm reading it, there are some misprints, so even if I'm reading it right, it might sound, some of the sentences might come across wrong. So anyway, here's a picture of him. That's Jonathan Manning Roberts. It's my great uncle. Pretty cool that this is still so relevant today. Work that was done back in the 1800s. So this was copyrighted 1894 by Oriental Publishing Company in Philadelphia. And here's the dedication. One who loved truth more than commendation of men, left on record as a legacy to the human race, a sentiment at once so truly religious, broad, and elevating that we quote his lines in this connection. The world is my country. To do good is my religion. That was a quote by Paine. With the same broad and philanthropic spirit which inspired the above, we dedicate this work to the world. And I'll go ahead and read the contents as well. So we have the foreword. It's going to be, looks like up to page 17. And we have Apollonius of Tyana. We'll go introduction. Apollonius of Tyana. He was born AD 2, died AD 99. His histories and teachings appropriated to formulate Christianity, the original Gospels of the New Testament brought from India. Damis, the pupil of Apollonius. He's on page 35. And the Epistles of Timothy, written to Damas, India, and the source of Christianity. Deva Bodhistua, page 48. And he was the original Gospels as understood by the Hindus, received from spirit sources through Bodhistua as a medium. Plotinus on 57, testimony of Euphilus, Apollonius, Vespasian, Deva Bodhistua, and others confirmed these scriptures of Buddhism and their relation to Christianity. Page 59, Pope Gregory VII, his reason for destroying the library of the Palatine Apollo. The manuscripts contained therein would prove the non-existence of Jesus Christ. Page 61, Euthalius, a Greek theologian, the teachings of Apollonius of Tyana mutilated to make good the Christian scheme. Euthalius substitutes Paul and the Christ idea for Apollonius and Krishna. In these writings, the Acts of the Apostles, Pauline, and Catholic epistles, divided by him into verses. Page 64, we have Potamon, the great Alexandrian reformer. His attempt to purify the existing religions led to exile. The eclectic school of philosophy, the teachings of Potamon drawn upon to fabricate Christianity. Vespasian, a Roman emperor, no such person among the Jews as Jesus of Nazareth, the books of the Jews, disease produced by spirit, and Apollonius as a great medium. That was Vespasian on page 79. Herod's Agrippa II, king of Judea, the true version of the trial of Paul before Agrippa as given in Acts, page 82. Page 87, we have Pliny the Younger. His letter to Trajan referred to the Essenes and not the Christians. The word Christians is a forgery. Page 89, we have Origen or Origin. Christianity and paganism identical. The narratives relating to the person Jesus Christ derived from the Greek and Egyptian god makers. Page 91, we have Flavius Josephus, Jewish historian. The reference to Jesus of Nazareth fraudulently interpolated by some Christian copier of his history. No such person as Jesus of Nazareth existed in the time of Josephus. Page 94, Flavius Josephus, a biographer of Apollonius of Tyana. The non-existence of the Christian religion in his day. Apollonius worshipped in Rome as the savior of men. Every effort made by popes and emperors to destroy the history of Apollonius. Cosmas Indicopleus, Cosmindicopleustes, the great antiquarian. The symbols or keys of the Christian religion found in the Audulin marble, fraudulent plates being manufactured by excavators to support the Old Testament. Jean-Jacques Barthélemy, a French scholar, the modern Christian religion under the form of symbolic worship written upon all the temples and tombs of antiquity. There's Jean Barthélemy, that was page 101. Henry Salt on page 104, and he was an eminent English traveler. All historic religions have their origin in the sun, blinded by Christianity while on earth. Page 108, we have M. Servilius Nonanius, a Roman consul. The Christian Jesus, none other than the Krishna of the Hindus. No Christians nor Christianity in the time of Nero. AD 45 to 68. Page 109, we have Ptolemy Philadelphus, the Alexandrian Library, where the principal parts of the creeds and tenets of all religious systems were obtained. Page 112, we have Pontius Pilate, the procurator of Judea. He knew nothing of the Jesus of the Christians. Jesus Onanias, that's spelled Onanias, a robber, tried before him and crucified by the Roman soldiers. This testimony positively corroborated in our own times. Cyrillus Lucer, on page 114, he's a Greek patriarch. The Alexandrian manuscript, the infamy of Christianity, millions of ruined souls in the afterlife because of its teachings, Christianity not from the Jews but from the Greeks. Page 118, Quintilian denies the existence of Jesus Christ. The cross has been the symbol of various religions ever since the days of Ramesses II of Egypt. Julius Lucius Florus, on page 120, was a Roman historian. The spirit of progress buried beneath Christianity. Jesus and his so-called apostles not known in Rome, AD 125. Page 122, we have Pope Urban VIII, a Roman pontiff. Facts in regard to the mingling of paganism and Christianity. The bronze decorations of St. Peter's at Rome where they were obtained. 123, we have Aquila, a Capodian philosopher, neither Jew nor Christian, not the translator of the Greek version of the Old Testament as recorded in history. So that was Aquila. 123 was neither a Jew or a Christian. Page 124, Symmachus, a Grecian statesman. The Christian religion, a duplication of the Eleusinian mysteries. Page 126, we have Pomponius Mela, a Roman geographer. No Christians at Antioch, AD 54, and the goddess Diana worshipped. 128, Cardinal Stefano Borgia. Christianity cannot stand the blazing light of the original writings of the Latin fathers if placed in the hands of scholars and free thinkers. Page 129, Caracalla, Bishop of Nicomedia, the Council of Nicaea. All works pertaining to the mythological origin of Christianity to be destroyed. Bibliomancy. Page 131, we have Hegesippus, a Greek theologian. The attempt to make a new religion out of the old religions. The struggle between learned scholars and pagan priests. Page 133, we have Euphilus, a Catholic bishop. The source of the Codex Argenteus. The Brahmical Gospels of Apollonius translated from the Samaritan tongue in the 4th century. The names changed to suit his Christian employers. Page 135, we have Arbogaras, a Grecian priest. The famous letter to Jesus Christ, a forgery by Christian writers. He corresponded with Jesus Malathiel, Malathiel, a Jewish priest, Eusebius, responsible for the circulation of this falsehood. Page 138, we have Gregory, the Bishop of Constantinople, the destruction of many valuable books. Jesus interpolated for Apollonius in history. Eusebius spent his whole life in mutilating and destroying everything that militated against Christianity. Eusebius of Caesarea, an unwilling witness, the power of all truth, or the power of truth, all epistles and gospels, in reality, the creation of Christian priests. Justin Martyr, the forger of the passage in Josephus's in relation to Jesus Christ. Eusebius admits copying it. Dr. Lardner's arraignment of Eusebius. What Gibbons thinks of Eusebius. All right. Then on page 150, we have Alciphron, Alciphron, a Greek writer. The story of the wise men of the East, a theological legend brought from India by the gymnosophists. On 152, we have Sir Thomas Bodley, founder of the Bodleian Library, the Ante-Nicene Library, collection of manuscripts against the Council of Nicaea, missing leaves of the Cambridge manuscript. On page 154, we have Marcion, the father of Christianity, the Pauline epistles, appropriated by Marcion. He changes them. The description of Paul interpolated to disguise the identity of their author, Apollonius of Tyana. Page 157, we have Lucian, a Greek satirist. The insignificant measures used to formulate the Christian Gospels. The St. Luke of the Gospels, Apollonius, the Apollos of the Greeks, the original works of Lucian mutilated, who St. Paul and St. Mark were. Page 160, Constantinus Pogontius, the Sixth Council of Constantinople, AD 680, Prometheus of the Greeks, adopted to represent Jesus Christ. Lamb worship changed to man worship. Lamb worship a relic of paganism. The edict prohibiting the worship of lamb on the cross. Constantine the Great, fettered by the truth, the Buddhistic gospel mingled with the teachings of Potamon. Euphrates, Epaphroditius, a Latin grammarian. Josephus, a member of the ancient order of the initiated. Why Josephus did not mention Apollonius in his history. F. Nigidius Figulius, with the connection of astrology with Christianity. Velius Paterculus, the sign of the zodiac, key to all religions. Gregory, bishop of Neo-Caesarea. Eumidius Quadratus, governor of Syria. The feast of the unleavened bread, a blood-purifying ceremony. The carefully concealed secrets of the Essenes, and travels in India. Page 173, see Cornelius Tacitus, a Roman historian. The Essenian Brotherhood, spirit manifestations. Never heard of the Christian Jesus, nor of Christianity. Manetho, on page 175, an Egyptian priest. The god of Orsis by the Egyptians. Materialization, as understood by the ancients. The Son, personified, the revered Savior of all nations. Page 177, we have Varro, a Roman writer. The celebrated literature of the ancients, destroyed by the Christian hierarchy. His Key to the Ancient Religions, destroyed by the order of Constantine the Great. 179, we have Ignatius of Antioch, patriarch of the Essenes. Apollonius of Tyana investigated the religion of the Essenes. The sacred writings of the Essenes blended with those Apollonius received from India. Titus Livius, on page 181, a Roman historian. The birth, life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ as portrayed in the annual passage of the sun through the constellations of the zodiac. 183, we have Q Veranius, the god of the Britons, identical with the god of the Christians. The idea of being saved by a man born of a virgin, established among barbarous people centuries before the Christian era. Page 185, we have Porphyry, a so-called heathen philosopher. None of the early Christian fathers, so-called, were Christians in reality. The gods of all religions have arisen out of astronomy and astrology. Page 187, we have Marcantonio de Dominis, a heresiarch. The old Roman gods, rechiseled by the sculptors, are the apostles of the Christian religion. The vestments of the Roman Catholic priesthood copied from the priests of Apollo. Page 189, we have Sejanus, the favorite of Tiberius, the new light on the story of the crucifixion, the obliterated portion of the Alexandrian Codex. Olaus Lilius, an Italian servant, the connection of the life of the so-called Jesus Christ with the gods of antiquity. The doctrines of the Christian Trinity based on the pagan Trinity. Pompeius Saturnius, the secret meetings of the sons of the sun or the initiated. Ancient spiritualism is on 193. On 195, we have Cara. The inscriptions of the Audilan marble relate to the life and miracles of Apollonius of Tyana. On page 197, we have Clement Alexandrinus, his writings mutilated by Eusebius. Interesting revelations concerning the Christian cross, the Council of Alexandria. Page 200, we have Hermogeneus, the Senian rival of St. Paul. Astronomy, the key to the book of Revelations. To understand the symbolism of Christianity, read the stars. Jean Sylvain Bailey, what can be found at ancient Tyre, an important book. Page 205, Cardinal Caesar Baronius. Caesar Baronius, librarian of the Vatican, the Hindu god Krishna, in reality the Christ of the Christians, sworn to eternal secrecy. Page 207, we have Rufus Quintius Curtius, the Jewish legends borrowed from the Persian mythologies, the breastplate of Josephus. Page 210, we have M. Attalus Regilius, the Greek and Roman religions copied of the Egyptian religion of Osiris, or the sun personified. Page 212, we have Robert II of France. The great infinite has marked out no set of religious rules for men to be governed by. The effect of too much religious belief. All pictures of Jesus Christ copies of those of Apollonius of Tyana. Page 214, we have Pythagoras, the Samian sage, the God principle within us. In ancient times, all sages were mediums. The effects of erroneous religious teaching of children, almost ineradicable, or ineradicable. Ineradicable. And we're going to leave it there for the contents. I'll pick that back up, but we're going to stop on Antiquity Unveiled, Roman numeral number 10.